So to have more focus on certain types of planetary positions, rare combinations, we have purposely brought up some case studies. Even last time also we had certain things about ethos, right? Amitabh Bachchan and an actress. So what did you learn from that? So the 8th house is very different from 6 and 12. Correct? 8th house is very different.
Yes, sir.
8th house is more about surprises and sudden. It could be positive also, sudden wealth also. So I'm not going to share a screen. And this will be basically an empty chart. And all of you can see the chart, right?
That's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
Sir, only a part can be seen, sir.
is it?
That's too zoomed in.
Huh?
Only
It's too
half.
zoomed in. Now it's good.
Now,
Oh, it should
now
be
we can
kept
see,
like
sir.
this is it. If I move it to the side, it doesn't show up. I see. Okay. Now, are you able to see it?
Yes, Guruji.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So let's start with the ascendant. Who else is more important than the ascendant? So starting from the ascendant, what are the statements that you can make about this ascendant? About
Venus
this?
is very important, sir. The placement
Mars
of
is
Venus
most
is
malefic.
highly crucial.
No, can't you speak about Mithuna itself?
Dual nature, sir.
Okay, like that. Each one point. What is the symbol
Dual
of this?
nature as well as ascendant lord itself has like a duplicate nature.
What are the things that it may imply? Taking birth in this ascendant.
Good communication. Good writing and speaking skills.
Writing, speaking. Okay, very good.
Logical
Yeah.
thinking.
Logical.
Could be split personality.
Split personality. Okay. What is the symbol?
Intelligent.
Twins.
Twins.
Okay. Can we say intelligent?
Yes, sir. We can, but based off of either the ascendant lord placement also, sir. We cannot say it. Maybe the intelligence may be in around it.
Maybe intelligent, not
Good with
intelligent.
numbers. Yeah, good with numbers.
Good with numbers. Okay.
Guruji, that's not
It can
always
become
true.
malefic or benefic, sir. We don't know now exactly whether it is natural, whether this will be natural benefic or natural malefic for this person, sir, for this native. If it is close to malefics, then it can change its nature.
It's
Negative.
Vata Prakriti.
So in the Rashi chart, Mercury is here. And in the Bhava chart, it is here. So it must be somewhere here, right?
Then this person got like Bhadra Yoga, sir.
9, 10, yeah.
How come it will be Bhadra Yoga, sir? It has to be in its own house.
Cannot be here.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
or exaltation house.
So we can say they are logical. They're
Mithuna Lagna, in terms of the sign, what is quite different for Mithuna Lagna?
Guruji, it's about partnerships.
Partnerships. Okay.
Because it's two people.
Two people, yeah. Human sign and two people.
Human sign, right? It's a
Mhm.
human sign as against so many animals. We have crab, we have fish, we have bull, we have ram, we have all kinds of animals. We have lion. A
Sir,
human
both
sign.
Mercury Rashis have human symbols.
So
Guruji, where is Saturn in the chart?
now from that, what do you infer about human sign?
Intellect.
So whatever makes us, sets us apart from animal, what is that?
Or
Which
thinking,
animals?
or
Which animals
intellect.
can't do? Which animals won't do?
Sixth sense, Guruji.
Imagination.
Smiling, cracking jokes.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Using tools, Guruji.
Common
Using
sense.
tools. Guruji, it's because we are able to use tools, we are more successful. Animals can't use tools.
That's because of our hands, right?
Yeah, that's again third house. It's not a third house.
So fingers are third house.
Yes.
So it's the third house of the Kala Purusha. So you can combine the third with Mercury and find out whatever is common between them. Because Mercury owns another sign which is also sixth sign. So where it synchronizes well is the third matters, right? So Mercury is here, and okay, in the next chart, this will be Bhava chart. Okay, so after that, I'll shift it. So to begin with, let's fill in the grahas. We'll leave here.
Guruji, where is Saturn?
Don't worry, we'll come there. Okay.
Because I want to know the dignity of Mercury. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Also, Guruji, if it is in the 10th house, just going by Mercury, then it is a 110, right? Lagna in 10th house of profession and
we'll get there now. Okay, because now we have started filling in the grahas. So how's this chart? I redesigned it. Have you filled up everyone? No.
Sir, one doubt I have, sir. Now, Saturn is owning the. Okay, no, it's wrong.
Now, what I'll do, I'll create the Bhava chart also by. Where are we? We are duplicating this. In this, Mercury goes up. And Mars also goes up. Venus stays. Okay.
Guruji, is this person in India or is it in foreign land?
Born in foreign land and lives in foreign land. See, the first attempt should be not to find the person. Okay, don't bother. Now that way you will never grow in astrology. The way is to say everything that comes to your mind based on whatever you see in the chart, and then we will figure out. And as soon as you make a statement, you type it out in the chat section. Yes, Sai.
Yeah, Guruji, I was looking at Mars very keenly because Mars is the most malefic in the chart. And 6th and 2nd, we have seen in the previous classes that if they are in foreign, it's good. But if they are living in India, then the family becomes the enemy.
Yeah, but
along those lines.
Yeah. Okay, that's why you asked that, right? Okay.
Sir, is there a connection between Mercury and Ketu, sir?
By looking at the Bhava chart, you can say most probably it must not be there, right? Because
No.
one got separated. But anyway,
Okay, sir.
This person should be like very careful while traveling, sir, because sixth lord in first and Mars is most malefic to Gemini ascendants, being sixth and 11th lord.
Sixth lord in 2, right? Mars is
In Bhava, it is moved to second house.
which one?
Mars, sir.
Mars.
Mars moved to second
Yeah.
house in Bhava.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir.
I'm writing out only the degrees. This is moon in 19 degrees. So what's the nakshatra if moon is in 19 degree?
Hasta, sir.
Hasta. Okay.
Hasta.
See, one thing is when you read a chart, there is a fear of making wrong predictions or giving a wrong reading. Something, but don't bother about it.
Sir, Venus degree, sir.
Okay, just don't
Don't
bother
give.
about anything. Just say whatever you want.
Okay.
Who's going to ask?
The sun and moon are exactly opposites. Is this right? Full moon, right around full moon.
Yeah, and
Yeah, must
Saturn
be
is the
right.
same
Must be
degree.
full moon. I think it's perfect full moon. I think.
So Venus and Saturn are at Bhava Madhya, sir. They are really powerful.
But the moon has
where
crossed
Saturn
the
is-
midpoint, so it must be the next tithi after full moon, right? After Purnima. It should be in Pratipat. But don't bother because the moon is very strong now. Because moon is bright and like so. After making
And
some
it is more nakshatra, sir.
now so far, what at the beginning we tried to describe the ascendant, and we saw something about that, and we made statements out of it. So far, we are all discussing Rahu is in the third, Moon is in the fourth, Saturn is here, Saturn is there, and so on. So no statements are being made. And so the fear of going wrong is there, and therefore, but as students, there is nothing to fear. Okay. So everything is pardoned.
Guruji, did something went wrong after the marriage? Because the seventh lord is in the eighth. And
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's very nice way of saying. Seventh lord in the eighth, marriage failure or whatever.
Maybe a death or some kind of event would have happened in the first year of marriage.
But seventh lord in the eighth is not marriage failure. Okay, it is a problem only.
That's not my.
Yeah, maybe because you're saying it is debilitated.
Yes, and also I've seen few charts. I'm still going through the analysis. Whenever the seventh lord goes to the eighth, and then the person gets married within the first year, right, there is some kind of death that happens in the family. Sometimes it could be a baby that is born but dies prematurely, or sometimes at birth the baby will go, or maybe it's a relative in the family. Like I know a person whose father died 3 days after marriage, and I know two people who lost their baby, and then another person who lost his own life after with this combination, seventh lord and eighth.
After the marriage.
After the marriage, within 1 year.
Okay. All this you have noticed only within 1 year.
Yeah, within 1 year. After the event, after that, it's no issues. Right? It's all going smooth.
Okay, now we are all going. You are taking the discussion to timing, right? So let's not go to timing because timing comes last. It's always about what is this person? What are the kind of experiences one can have? If you say simply like marriage could be a troubled marriage, yeah, that's very nice statement because we have not yet gone into timing aspect. The timing problem, if you start discussing with planetary positions, is that you don't consider dasha and antardasha at all, which is not very scientific. Except if there are some slokas which mention that if this graha is in this house at this particular age, something is bound to happen. There is an age connected prediction based on a planetary position. If you know of that, then you got at least the pramanam, right? The authority you have. Bhrigu said this.
Yeah, age 32, Jupiter
yeah, something
being
like Rahu in the Rahu in 2 and 8 at the age of 32, 45, or that Sun Saturn in the ninth, he will renovate temples at the age of 39 and so on like this. Some statements have been made by the Rishi regardless of Dasha and Bhukti. Other than that, it is not good to, even if you have 3-4 horoscopes, it won't stand the test of time. Because I'll tell you one thing, I have my 7th Lord in the 8th house. Okay, so no such event happened in my life. So, you know my horoscope, right? All of you know my horoscope. I'm Makar Lagna and my moon is in the 8th, as the 7th Lord in the 8th.
Guruji, what about your wife's family?
No death happened.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not about that. I mean, don't bother about that. Even with 4-5 horoscopes also, you cannot make a rule unless you find it being mentioned in a book, in an ancient book or at least a classical book. Whatever you notice will become your personal experience. You cannot be very sure that it will work for everyone. But what else to do? That's how we start learning, right? So you build up on your own experience. I know this happened, that happened. Instead, if you say, I studied a rule and I saw it happening in a person's life, that is a kind of experience which takes you to the next level of confidence. Because then you say, it's written, it also happened, my God, I can't forget it. That's a better way to quickly speed up.
Guruji, is there more to Bhrigu Sutram than what we have?
Maybe there might be, God knows. See, because we got very less. Yeah, possible.
Because one of the astrologers, he was showing some lot of Sanskrit or some text of Bhrigu Sutram. And it had mentioned about something similar along the lines for 7th Lord and 8th. I mean, his version of Bhrigu Sutram, he was translating, saying that like lords of houses, he was saying.
In Bhrigu Sutram, we don't have lords of houses in different houses, right?
Yeah, but in our version, it's not there. But in the version that he was...
Yeah, I know. There are some other books also which has lords of houses in different, but we never got it. I got one from a German student, which I incorporated into my own software. I combined both Parashara and that, what I got from him. But still I would, because he never told me from which, what is the source, but he gave it to me at one shot. So I have that file with me. So I've been also keeping an eye on it. And sometimes I get, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's not so steady. Whereas Parashara text, it's more repeatable and it's occurring more number of times. But this is a reason why we say look out for more editions of the same book from different sources, maybe other editions, and keep searching if there is something else. If any of you find another form of Bhrigu Sutram, maybe we can take it up as a research one day.
I'll work on it, Guruji.
Yeah.
Guruji, I wanted to add from Bhrigu Sutram, Mercury in the 10th house. Mercury is in the 10th house. The native will be successful by performing virtuous deeds. He will be patient, will have widespread reputation, and will be a great thinker.
Very good. Okay. Now this is something, even if it works or not, don't bother. At least we have the backing, right? We have the authority. You are reading from Bhrigu Sutram. So we think, okay, if it works or not, then also no issues. This is there in the chart. Okay. So always remember in the Bhava chart, this shift has happened. It's only between Mars and Mercury. Okay. Only two, Mercury and Mars. Everybody stays in the same place.
And also, sir, like according to Bhrigu Sutram, Sun in 10th house leads to at the 18th year, the person will achieve educational, distinctive education, sir.
I see.
Distinctive.
At the age of 18.
18, sir. 18.
At 18, something can happen. Huh? Okay.
So, Sun in 10th house, this person could be in the position of authority in the government or maybe in an organization. Since he's the lord of 3rd house also, I could see Rahu there. So he could have obsession with public speaking or be the best communicator.
Okay. Now, before me, somebody read from Bhrigu Sutram. So please type it out in the chat. And now Sai, Saripalli, you have made some statements. Please type it out. Okay.
Yes, I've already typed them out. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, now the point is that both these people were right. Okay. So it tallies with the person. Whatever, I think Soumya read it from Brihasutram or Sridevi read it. Soumya read it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So Soumya's contribute. Okay, now see the point that if you refer to an authority, we are getting more consistent results than not. Okay, but you can still make some predictions based on your intuition, but it won't work all the time. Intuition doesn't work. It's like we can't even call it fluke because sometimes fluke is. Basically, when you are playing a game, there is talent involved, and then within that you make a great. Maybe a badminton, a great shot, which may impress others, but you can't call it fluke. Also, there is something connected to talent. So even if a student of astrology says something that is not mentioned in the book and still gets it right, we should give some value to his ability to say something out of pure intuition. But intuition doesn't come by itself. It comes with practice only. So one day it will suddenly happen. Okay.
So Guruji, I wanted to add one more point for Mercury from Parashara.
Parashara. Oh, is it from Lordship or because Parashara does not talk about house placed in houses, right? Yeah.
Lordship, Guruji. Yeah, Lordship. May I?
Yeah, please.
So should the fourth Lord occupy the 10th house, the native will enjoy royal honors, be an alchemist.
Okay, alchemist is chemistry. Okay.
Be extremely pleased, will have pleasures, and will be a conqueror of his five senses.
Okay.
And can do trade things related to the fourth house. Is also there in the notes.
Okay.
Yeah, can you please type the quotes from the book?
Yeah, I'm going to.
I don't see them in the comments.
I'm typing it both. Yeah. And in fact, it says the native, if it is a Gemini ascendant, will experience some difficulties in their profession because in this ascendant, the fourth lord being placed in the 10th house will be debilitated.
It's not really debilitated, but it is going towards.
Yeah, it is not debilitated. Definitely not debilitated. So you get a better advantage, whereas for others it could have been debilitated also, right? Here it is not debilitated, is an additional point.
Sir, but the Mercury strength will be less, sir, at any cost. Maybe because it is nearing the debilitation. Normally, Mercury's strength will be less, but here it's
Avarohi, right?
Yeah.
It's going towards but debilitation is not the only parameter in Shadbala. Okay, there are so many other things. Shadbala,
here Mercury is also the conjunction of Ketu.
Uchabala and all that comes as a small portion in Sthanabala of Shadbala. So there are a lot more calculations involved. So that's the reason why you find a debilitated Graha might be the strongest in Shadbala. Okay. So all
but here Mercury is in conjunction with Ketu also, sir. It's not that conjunction, but it is within 15 degrees, 11 degrees, 12 degrees. But it's good having Mercury in the 10th, Sun in the 10th, sir. It's professional. He must be having good career.
Yeah, that's what Pavani. What you're doing, you're describing it. As soon as you finish that, you should say something about it.
It's good career, sir. He must have good career.
Okay, like that. That is what we are expecting, right? You make a statement finally.
Yes.
So, sir, Guruji, can we consider Mercury for a debilitation because most of times he'll be very close to Sun?
Pardon me?
Can we consider Mercury for debilitation, as most of the times he'll be very close to the sun?
You're talking about debilitation and then you're talking about sun. What is the connection?
Yeah. Sorry, not. I meant combustion.
Combustion.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter whether it is close or not. Combustion is combustion. See, when you make a statement like this, the problem is then it looks like what you know the rishis did not know, right? Because did they say that Mercury doesn't get combust? Did Maharishi say that? Did Maharishi Parashara say that? This is the way you answer questions.
Okay.
See, the problem with all of us is we are all IIT and IIM or whatever, right? So the problem is we know more than them, more than the rishis. But there's no way we can know more than them. Only with this subject, okay? Whereas with other subjects like computers, we know more than them. There's no doubt about it. With all the modern gadgets that we have. But we still cannot tell anything about human life, no matter what we do. We don't even know why Winston Churchill is cigarette smoking and cigar smoking and drinking all the time lived till 94. Okay, scientifically, we have no proof. I mean, we don't have any logic at all for that. And why a 42-year-old man, a teetotaler, dies of cirrhosis of liver in 3 days. So, when you make any statement, don't try to make it just because we have intelligence. You should say, yeah, I know there's a text which Maharishi says Mercury doesn't get combust because he's more frequently with the sun. Now that makes it even more interesting. That if such a Mercury that can be combust so frequently is not combust, then it is a great plus point for anybody. Okay.
Guruji, can I add for the trinal Lord Venus, Lord of the fifth?
Yeah, please.
So in case the fifth Lord occupies the 11th house, the native will be learned, be dear to the people, be an illustrious author, be very skillful, and be endowed with many sons and wealth. And it also, the fifth Lord being placed in the 11th house makes the native well versed in the education of commerce. So I am thinking that this person's profession is either writing, or he does have a lot of gains in shares or stocks or some kind of trading.
Why don't you say something of the fifth house? See, you said this, you said that, everything. Why don't we first move from general to specific? Now, the Maharishi always says move from the general to the specific because this is the way to zoom in. You have to first get the entire picture and then try to go specific. Correct?
Okay.
So, even for anybody you read fifth house, you see some fifth house problem. We are used to saying it is Putra dosha, right? The reason why we say Putra dosha is because for centuries people went to astrologers only when they had a Putra dosha. And then the astrologer found out fifth house dosha and then they said Putra dosha. Because that is a frequently used discussion, topic of discussion. Whereas today, we are so active in so many ways about the fifth house. Even then, fifth house was there. In so many other ways, there was this gambling which Yudhishthira did. There were drugs. There were all kinds of things connected to the fifth house. Drama was always there. Writing was always there. Creativity was there. So many things were common. So when you say fifth house dosha, Putra dosha, being modern astrologers, you can say fifth house problem. Okay, you can say fifth house luck here because fifth lord is in the 11th. And then at least you got it right? Because you say fifth in the... Then when you say maybe this person is in horse racing, yeah, I got it right because I said the fifth house. Do you get my point, what I'm saying?
Correct.
So even if you didn't get, instead of horse racing, this person is in, maybe dance. Then you say, oh yeah, it's still fifth house. Like that. This is the way to zoom in. So you can now use this idea given by Sage Bhrigu. Always move from general to specific. Beautiful advice. One line of sloka, which is there. before Maharshi says about the details of Dasha in Dasha. Why? Simply, a planet has its own something. Generally, it has something like this. What about, have we finished all the other grahas? Are we done? There's so many other people waiting to be interviewed.
Sir, Venus aspects its own house, sir. Its own house in the middle, sir. It has 100% aspect on the 5th house, sir.
See, you made a statement, but you never
Venus.
concluded.
It's a very positive for the 5th house, sir, for 5th house activities.
Yeah, like that you should make a statement. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So from whatever was said before, I noticed one more thing about this is because the 5th Lord aspects its own house. Okay. Now there are so many other people. Why are they not talking? Or they want to just sit and watch?
Can we say that the 5th Lord aspecting his own house would give benefit results during his own Dasha or Antardasha, Guruji?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, is this person still alive or dead, sir?
I don't know actually.
Very much alive, sir.
Very much alive, is it? Okay. See, when you ask questions like this, after getting something about the person, you will only back work. Okay. Instead of that, whatever is here in the chart, you make some statements. And then we will ask questions relevant to that. You get it? Because if you ask questions like this, then your mind diverts. Then you're no more thinking about the planets alone. Only you start thinking about the personal, about the person. It will become more subjective.
This person, so 5th Lord is now in the fiery sign, a Chandrarashi.
Movable. Okay.
Movable sign. So he can be he can be an artist in, say, a dancer could be, which is fast moving activity, or maybe artistic talent which is fast moving. It could be a dancer because it's a ram, right? It's a ram. It's a very fast moving, and it's Venus sitting there in a fiery sign.
Could it be martial arts?
No, because we need to represent the Venus as well, because it's a Venus sitting there.
So what are you saying? Because it is Venus, what is it?
5th Lord.
What are you trying to say?
Should be there. It could be a dancer.
Or are you saying it is more refined or aesthetic, more to do with something
artistic,
like artist and art?
Yeah.
Work of art, maybe painter, maybe painter.
Yeah, but
more than the physical, more than the male-ish.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, something like this we are expecting from our students. Something of Venus.
I don't know whether because being it's like a water. It's like Venus is it's a water planet. It's It's sitting on a fiery sign. It's not very might be comfortable sitting in a fiery sign by a moon or a Venus. So that also we need to. I think I don't know whether he is comfortable in his profession. I don't know.
Okay.
Guruji, the Lagna Lord going to the 10th house, the person will be very much involved in his profession.
Very much involved, because you're saying, can you develop on that?
Yeah, the person Lagna myself going into the 10th house, so very career oriented. So
I or myself going to 10th house, going to purpose of life. I have a purpose, right? Okay.
Yeah. And also moon in 4th, according to Bhrigu Sutra, Sutram, it says it will be crowned by as a king by the government.
Moon in 4th.
Yes. And
crowned by the king.
Crowned as a king, if I'm right. So
is it from Bhrigu Sutram you're reading?
Yeah, Bhrigu Sutram. So.
Okay. So when you say king, what does it really mean? The king or somebody in a big position?
Yeah, of course, someone in today.
Maybe in the king of that field, right?
Yeah.
Authority, yeah. In that.
So usually the sun represents the king in your world, in your field. Because a king in one field will be zero in another field, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the point.
So this is
And recently, Guruji, you said moon in 4th house is the natives are, I think if it is female, they're beautiful, and men, they're handsome.
Oh.
In the last session, you said that.
No, more to do with, no, that was exalted. I think you're talking about that actress. In that case, it was moon was exalted. No, it was
Mars
moon
attraction,
exalted.
sir.
No,
Even
let's
then
finish.
here Mars is very strengthy, sir. Here.
Please allow me to talk.
Sorry, sir.
For the previous student, he misquoted saying beautiful. In that horoscope, the moon was exalted in the 4th, along with Jupiter.
Got it, Guruji. Yes, you're
Be
right.
very
It's
careful when
Kumbh
you quote rules, okay? I mean, this is called misquoting. Now, Pavani wanted to say something.
Here the moon, moon is strengthy, I think, sir, because it is Paurnima and it has Digbala.
Okay.
So it must be here strengthy, sir. And moon in 4th, you said once mass attraction also.
Mass attraction, yeah. Mass attraction is a general statement which works. Yeah, correct. Moon in the 4th. That I did say. Even Saturn in the 4th is mass attraction.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
See, when you get crowned as a king, will you not become famous? When you have many conveyances, when you have many horses in those days, you will become famous, right? You have lots of good things when moon is in the 4th.
Moon has directional strength, sir. Moon has directional strength.
Yeah. See, now you are describing the horoscope. After making that statement, then say what happens because of that. Okay, don't bother. I think you'll get stressed out if I keep repeating this again and again. I'm not allowing you to even describe the chart. Okay, maybe one of you can describe like this, others can make statements out of that.
I was going to add for Lord of the Ninth, the Trinal Lord Saturn.
Okay.
The 8th Lord, but 8th Lord occupying the 8th house, the native will be long-lived. But if the 8th Lord is weak, longevity will be medium, and the native will be a thief, be blameworthy, and will.
But can we find fault with this Saturn?
No,
we can't, right? Because Saturn is doing well.
Correct.
Yes, Guruji. And Lagna Lord in 10th Kendra, 8th Lord in 8th, so we could say Dirka also.
Yeah, so now Chandrakala Nadi and books dealing with Nicha Bhanga always says at least Jupiter got Nicha Bhanga, right? The 10th Lord got Nicha Bhanga.
Yes, yes.
Why? Though it is not in Kendra.
Which there's a Parivartana yoga going on between Jupiter and Saturn.
Sai, I'm talking about something. You have not let me finish it. I've asked a question about Nicha Bhanga.
Jupiter is sitting with its own house lord, Saturn. So Saturn is giving Nicha Bhanga to Jupiter.
Saturn is giving a Nicha Bhanga to the 7th and 10th Lord. Okay. Though it is not in Kendra. Yes, Sai, now you can tell.
Which I think in Nadi, people also apply the same logic when there is a Parivartana yoga happening.
Okay. Parivartana is equal. Okay.
Yeah.
So one question is, as Jupiter is taking the lordship of the 10th house and Saturn taking the lordship of the 9th house, can we consider this as a Dharma Karmadipati Yoga forming in the 8th house, sir?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, Guruji, I was also going to say that. Manojji got ahead.
Yeah, we have. Why can't we take? Right? Remember in Amitabh Bachchan's chart and the actress chart, we said even if it happens in the 8th, there is a conjunction between, what was that? 4th and 5th Lord or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
5th and 11th Lord. What was that? 5th and 11th. Yeah. So the 5th and 11th, which is the common thing for an actor that occurred in both Amitabh Bachchan's chart and that actress chart, just because they were together in spite of anything else. So conjunctions are conjunctions, no matter what you say. So like that, Jupiter and Saturn conjunction is at least as far as 9th and 10th is concerned. But see, but the thing is, you'll have to also consider the bad lordship also, right? It is the lord of the 9th sitting in 8th.
But is it a good conjunction, Jupiter and Saturn? That too very close, because Parashara says.
Yeah,
Jupiter
there is. See, this is that's why we are not quoting from Maharshi Parashara. We are quoting from Chandrakala Nadi. Okay.
And also, Guruji.
Can you say Saturn in the 8th can spring surprises? Is there anything strange about Saturn? Anybody can notice some strange thing about Saturn?
Exact degree is ascendant, sir.
Exact degree of ascendant. That's something else, right? When an exact degree of the ascendant and a planet comes, it is trying to tell something. The reason is, why was this person waiting to be born at that particular moment in time? When the ascendant came to the exact. Now it is exact Bhava Madhya, the 8th Lord in the 8th, which is a Viparita Raja Yoga. Only in certain way. In certain ways, it is not good to have the 9th Lord in the 8th. And she already has a Ketu in the 9th. So can anybody guess what might happen? Manoj, what was this person's at birth? Are you still there?
Yes, sir. I'm very much.
Yeah.
Guruji, did this person take over like a father's company after loss of father or something like that?
Loss of father. Okay. And then take over. We'll ask Manoj. Before that, okay, keep that pending. Manoj, this person's first dasha and antardasha?
It started with Moon Mercury, sir.
The person started life in Moon Mercury. Okay. Moon Mercury.
Sir, any issue with belief in God or spirituality, sir?
I do not know much about this person.
But Saturn in 8th house at the exact same degree. Is it a 22nd Rekana position? 8th Saturn exactly at 8th house, 5th degree, 5 degree, matching. Exactly the ascendant degree.
You want to see Drekana? Okay.
Yeah. It is on the 22nd Rekana, right?
Yes, sir. It is a lot of the 22nd Drekana.
Yeah, because exactly it's in the same degree, the 8th house.
It will repeat, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, how to think in the direction? Like, how did you think in the direction of going to Drekana?
You put the ascendant degree on 8th house. Check whether it is within the 10 degree.
Okay, if it is within the 10 degree, then it's a possibility.
That will be the 22nd Dekana.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Manoj, is this person famous?
Yes, sir.
Sir, Rahu influence. I mean, the third dasha is Rahu dasha, sir. It is important, I think, to discuss about the Rahu dasha also for this native.
You want to discuss Rahu Mahadasha? Okay.
Yeah, because after that Jupiter comes, and Jupiter is debilitated in the chart. So any achievements or positive things happen in this person's life, it must be.
Pavani, you are asking about Rahu Jupiter?
No. Just concentrating on total Rahu Dasha, because Rahu is taking the influence of Sun, and Sun is in the 10th house. So it must be positive. It must be positive effect on this native. This Rahu Dasha, complete Rahu Dasha.
Manoj, is this a he or a she?
It is a she. But sir, just an opinion, sir. Like, when before even going to the other aspects of the life, when observing a chart, it would be good if we start with the Lagna, then how this person's education would have been.
Yeah. And entrance of Mars in Lagna.
No, but Mars.
Sir, you're
goes
talking
to the
on mute,
second
sir.
house.
Oh, person is started on Moon Mahadasha, right?
So Moon, Mercury, sir. Manoj said.
Moon, then Mars, then Rahu. Mars is the second.
Yes, sir. Mars is the second Dasha, sir.
No. Mars in the second. In the second house.
Yeah, Mars in the, yes, sir. Mars in the second. Yeah. Sir, I
No,
have
but-
one point, sir. Here, having Mars in the second, even though the Mars is in the second, his speech cannot be harsh because of the Moon influence, sir. Can we say that?
What is the Moon influence?
Because it is under the Moon influence,
Why?
his speech cannot be. No, it is not in the Moon influence. Sorry, sir. It is in the Mars is in the Mercury influence.
Okay.
No, but either way, Pavani, the house of second moon is well placed in fourth. Jupiter is also aspecting the second house. So
Yeah. It cannot be harsh. Yeah. Even then, yeah.
Can you say this person is in sports?
yes, sir. Fifth lord associated with 11th. So
Possible. Okay. Do you think this person, how is this person's married life?
definitely issues, Guruji, because of seventh lord going to the eighth and debilitated. And Parashara says in general, Jupiter in eighth house for a female is not good. So.
Again, yeah.
And with malefic Saturn.
Upapada Lagna, I think, falls on and Pisces. So there is a sun in Pisces.
But Sun is okay, right? It's not that bad, right?
No,
It is
sun
not,
is okay only in exaltation and on house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exemption is if sun is in own house or exaltation. Okay.
And again, yeah.
It is
and
nearing
seventh from the Upapada Lagna has got a Mars aspect.
even the Upapada Lagna has Saturn aspect first, right?
Yeah. And seventh from Upapada Lagna has got Mars aspect.
So in 7th house and Upapada Lagna, both are falling in dual signs, double body sign.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
Sir, is this person having any eye trouble? Because Mars
Manoj,
is in.
any eye trouble?
No, sir, nothing.
Okay. Is it because of Mars in the second you said that, Aarti?
Yes, sir. Mars in the second and being the lord of sixth, I thought might be. But it's having a Jupiter aspect, so.
But the Netra Sthanadhipati, which is moon, the lord of the second house of the eyesight, is in full moon, right? So it is a full moon second house. So that means good eyesight.
Okay, sir.
Always, when you notice an affliction in any house, consider the Lord also before you make a final statement.
Okay, sir.
Again, the marriage aspect, like if you see from Venus, from Venus' seventh house is Libra, that has got Saturn aspect on it.
Manoj, do you have the aspect table?
By the way, Mars
I will
in the
send it,
second.
sir.
It should be 100%, right? Because 5 degree, right?
Which one?
The Saturn aspect on the Libra.
On Libra?
Seventh house.
Yeah. It'll be very high.
But it is also aspected by Venus, his own lord.
So it would be 8th lord aspecting 5th and 9th lord aspecting 5th.
And if we go by
Sir, can I put it in the WhatsApp group, sir? Patreon WhatsApp group.
The aspect table, is it?
Just the aspect table alone.
Mars in the second house is.
So you can just read out when they ask a question, I think. No, you can. You can use the WhatsApp. Yeah, right.
Guruji, Mars in
But
second
don't
house.
make sure you don't give away the name.
No name, sir. Nothing. Only the table alone.
Okay.
Mars in second house is Kujadosha.
Okay.
When we talk about marriage, that should be considered. Right? Issues in the family.
Kujadosha does not by itself say bad, because there is a 50-50 chance that if the person marries somebody with Kujadosha, then it is not a problem.
And Jupiter will be aspecting it.
Exactly. Jupiter's aspecting.
Jupiter aspecting Mars.
Mars will also be aspecting the 8th house, right?
Yeah.
And the 9th. Like when it moves to the second house, from there, if you look at the aspect table, I'm pretty sure that some portion will be on the 9th, some portion will be on the 8th.
Okay.
The married life maybe that not that happy maybe, sir, because the second house has Mars and the 7th lord is in the 8th, debilitated with Saturn.
Again, from Moon, Sun in the 7th house, aversion to opposite sex.
Yeah. Even if we take Jupiter as the Lagna lord, the second house is with Jupiter and Saturn together. The family house.
Manoj, if you share the screen directly from your system.
Yeah, sir, I sent you an image, sir. That does not have any names at all.
Yeah, I got it.
But if I share, the name will be visible, sir, on the top.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Manoj, can you share the Ashtagavarga as well?
I said Mars has Guruji. I think it's 75% aspect on the 9th and 100% aspect on the 8th.
So more pressure on the 8th house.
Yes.
It is a lady's chart, so it's the 8th house is the thread of marriage, right? So it's a Mangalya sthana. So malefic's influence.
Again,
remember we did a study on 12th house connection with marriage, and we came up with an idea for the stack up.
The 12th lord is in Kendra, sir.
What is it?
12th lord is not in the Kendra.
12th lord not in Kendra, licensed to be unmarried, to remain unmarried.
Can we say 12th lord is 12th from itself, its own house? Is that all bad?
Mars has 100% aspect on Saturn as well as Jupiter.
Before you, a student asked some question. What was that?
The 12th lord is 12th from its own house.
Okay, yeah.
So that means the 12th house signification will have a negative impact, right? Is it? Can we say
it's a nice concept, yeah. You can use that logic. Okay. Sai, what did you want to say?
Mars is aspecting 100% on Jupiter and Saturn.
No, you didn't conclude. What do you want to say from that?
No, I mean, like Jupiter being the seventh lord aspected by Mars, and it's like stacking up to problem in marriage, and as well as signification of Jupiter, children and all that.
Okay.
Manoj, is this?
And Mars
Manoj, we'll ask Manoj because slowly now we are going towards. We'll discuss something else also. Manoj, was she married?
Manoj stepped away, so we said he'll be back shortly.
Oh, he said, is it? Okay.
Sir, I want to add one more point.
Yes. Please go ahead.
And that is Venus is Vargottama also, sir.
Venus is Vargottama. How did you find that? Oh, from the 3 degree. From the 3 degree Venus.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Venus is Vargottama. Good. Since you know how to do it in your mind, you have done it without showing the Navamsha. This is why we should know as much as possible about the calculations. Okay.
Sir, I think this person is mentally very strong. The moon is full moon and the fifth lord is very strong.
Fifth is very strong.
And Mars in Lagna also makes it strong, isn't it?
Yes, but it is in its enemy sign.
Then it becomes more stronger.
Guruji, so the person, we have to confirm, he might be cheated or might have gotten cheated by the government or by children or in career in workplace.
Are you taking the logic of 8 from Rahu?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheated. Cheated.
I got fooled, got conned, or was careless in those areas. And
What is this based upon?
8th from Rahu.
8th from Rahu, what is that?
That is Sun, Mercury, and the 10th house.
If you have any planet there, it happens, is it?
That's the place where, that's the area where it gets cheated. Like if it is 10th house, 8th from Rahu is for the 10th house, that means something to do with the job.
10th house matters. Job.
No, we should also see what is the Karaka, like as in Jaimini Karaka of Sun and Mercury. That might also give us more clues. If Sun is Dara Karaka, no, I'm not sure Sun is not Dara Karaka, but if
Sun is Pratri Karaka, right? Third, I think 22, 19, and 18. So third one.
Yeah,
no,
then
it's a fourth one. So Matri Karaka, right?
Fourth one is Matri. Then there's a chance of getting cheated by mother and even by siblings. Then the other one is Mercury is what again? Mercury is for brother, right? Here. Is it second? 22.
Mercury is the first one, right? It's a Atma Karaka.
Right. Then it might come from his own carelessness or ignorance.
Guruji, but anyways, Rahu in third, it is always like, we can consider the native will have troubles with siblings or not having good terms with siblings. Right?
And Guruji, speaking of Rahu in third, the person might be very good at forgery. They'll be able to copy other people's handwriting. Something related to third house, they'll be able to manipulate.
Guruji, are you aware of the profession of this person?
Yeah, not exactly that way. She's a famous person. Okay, she's a singer.
Authority.
She's a famous singer.
Does she also know multiple languages?
Now, once we given out the answer, what are the things that you all said in connection to what might have been, what we can relate to singing?
Guruji, Venus looking at 5th house. So that shows career in entertainment industry, singing, movie industry, something like that.
Moon being very strong.
Okay.
Second house lord.
Vargottama, Venus. The Karaka for music.
Karaka for music. Okay.
Even Jupiter is in its own house in Navamsha. It's not that bad, I think.
Jupiter
debilitation. Jupiter is in its own house in Pisces, sir, in Navamsha.
It improved in Navamsha.
Yes.
Guruji, but voice is related to the second house, isn't it? So
Third. Right?
Second or third? I thought it was.
This
second.
For music, it's third house, right? Singing.
House like thanks, right?
I think third house is performing arts, so maybe singing.
Singing is third house. Singing is third house.
Rahu must contribute for this.
Because third house is our throat. Third house, singing is an act of communication.
Guruji, the individual speaks more than one language.
Reason you have to say.
How?
Ketu in the 9th.
Many languages, is it?
Sir, even Venus is also for fifth.
Is that from your experience or from any classical textbook?
Both, Guruji, but I forgot the source.
Okay. Okay, when do you think she could have started, got into music? Which dasha?
Rahu dasha.
Rahu dasha.
Or Mars.
Mercury.
I think she's from the beginning to this thing, sir, to this music.
Very young.
Yes,
so
sir. Because
first is
Mercury,
moon, right? The first one is moon, right? Starting the show was moon.
Starting was moon. So what is moon's position? 19 degree. So what is the exact point of Hasta? It is 10 degrees, right? Hasta starts at 10. So 10 to 19 will be what? 10, at least halfway it is gone, right?
3/4 is gone.
Yeah,
right?
3/4, maybe almost on the 3/4. So quickly after moon will be Mars. And then after that will be Rahu.
So Rahu would be.
With the practice and everything, it is the main thing in her life, I think. From the beginning, yeah.
Obsession of singing, right? From childhood, probably. Rahu Dasha.
I think from moon it should work because moon is also in the, what is it called? In Rashi of Mercury. So Mercury also somehow gets activated. There's a connection with Mercury and Mercury is in the 10th. So.
Which could be more, possible? Which graha might actually start it off?
Could be Rahu Venus period.
Rahu Mahadasha, because it is
third.
Rahu is in third. And the ascendant itself is a third ascendant, right? In the third sign from the Kala Purusha. So Rahu's dispositor is the sun, which is in the 10th house. So a career out of third house also. We already got one Venus, Lord of 5th and 11th. Its dispositor occupies the second house of tongue. Okay. So like this, you can slowly develop.
Moon is in Gemini in Navamsha.
Moon
so
is in
it's the
Gemini.
third house. Kalapurusha, third house.
Very good, very good. These are points we can say. It is in third house in Kalapurusha's Navamsha. Okay, so third house. Very good.
In this case, their emotional aspect of singing will be very high and beautiful modulations and.
Anything peculiar about Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in the 8th house?
Breaks in career.
Rise and fall in career.
Rise in?
Fall.
Rise and fall. Rise and fall or fall and rise?
Yes.
Or late career.
Late career.
Late.
There's something odd about the 10th and the 8th connections, right? Because the conjunction happens in the 8th house. It doesn't happen in
sudden
house.
rise. Sudden rise.
No. So when you say sudden rise, what should have been? When you say somebody rose, what does it mean? For a person already on the top, do we say that?
So Nicha Banga, the Jupiter.
So maybe some this person might have been some really unknown person who suddenly became famous.
Yeah, totally unknown, totally unfit, had mild autism.
And sir, 8th house is 11th from 10th.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so like monetary benefits. Whenever there are ups and downs, there will be more benefits than losses.
Okay.
Because the 8th house is also sitting in 8th.
Maybe Rahu must be good, sir. Then Rahu Jupiter, Rahu Saturn. After that comes Rahu Venus, sir. That will be once again very good for this native.
So which dasha might have given her the break?
Jupiter?
Rahu Mahadasha, Suraj Antardasha, Sun Antar.
Or something related with Jupiter.
Rahu Venus, sir.
Rahu Saturn probably.
Yeah, Rahu Saturn is also a possibility.
Why Saturn?
Saturn is giving Nicha Bhanga to the 10th lord, right? Sudden rise that to in 8th house.
And 8th lord.
Guruji, also because, when during Saturn, Ketu also gets activated.
In the beginning, one of you said Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is not good. What is the basis for that?
For the Parasara said, for the Aries Lagna.
Yeah. So when he's talking about Aries ascendant, he says even if it is because Saturn and Jupiter are a Kendra and a Trikona Dipati for Mesha Lagna, their conjunction will be of no use, he says. That is an exceptional rule. So when he speaks about exceptional, you have to be very careful with it. So when Jupiter and Saturn come very close to each other, they will bound to create a problem. And where does it happen? It happens in the 8th house. Forget the Nicha Bhanga for the time being, or even the Viparita Raja Yoga, like 8th Lord and the 8th and all that. But generally, this conjunction is not good. And this conjunction happens with the connection with the 10th and 8th. So anything to do with 10 and 8, 8 and 10, what does that mean? Generally.
Sudden fall in career.
Well, generally, what is it about 8th Lord and the 10th? For example, I'm telling you. If you say simply 8th Lord and the 10th.
Sudden break in career.
Sudden breaks in career.
Can somebody read
Ups
out
and downs in career.
Lord's houses in different houses, 8th Lord and the 10th? It's not really 8th lord in the 10th, right? Because it is 10th lord in the 8th.
Be devoid of paternal bliss, talebearer, and be bereft of livelihood.
What about 10th lord in the 8th?
10th lord in the 8th. The native will be devoid of acts, long-lived, and intent.
Devoid of acts
on
means
blaming.
no karma. Okay.
Yes, sir. Long-lived and intent on blaming others.
So it's not very good to have this, right? In this case, because it is 10th lord in the 8th with the 8th lord. So whenever something repeats 2 times, you have to be very careful with that. 10th in the 8th and all that. So she was struggling a lot because she had learning difficulties or some problem or other. Misdiagnosis. Misdiagnosis is what maybe you can give some points to Sai Prahlad for saying the 8th from 8th from Rahu, right?
Rahu. It was not exactly misdiagnosis, sir.
No, it is like people blaming her, for something that she is not.
Yeah.
That way I'm saying. Okay. Not and even you can say diagnosis itself was wrong. Like.
Can I give something about her, sir?
Yeah.
The birth. So actually, her birth was very difficult, sir. So during the birth process, there was lack of oxygen for her.
Okay.
And because of that, only she got that learning disability.
Okay.
What was the Navamsha Lagna?
Oxygen.
What is the Navamsha Lagna, G?
I think Scorpio.
It is Scorpio.
Because Scorpio.
Oh. And she also did not have mother's milk?
No, she didn't have issues with that. But the thing is, during the birth, the supply of oxygen was very low. And, because of that, she got some brain injury and learning disabilities.
What is oxygen? Which graha is oxygen connected to?
Saturn.
Saturn's number is 8, right? Oxygen's number in periodic table is 8. So 8 is oxygen. Saturn is oxygen, prana. Our ayush, our life is Saturn. Even Earth will look as a blue planet in the sky. Earth is actually Saturn. So that the 8th house placement did show some result straight from birth itself. Lack of oxygen.
Sir, if we look at the other way, sir, she was born during moon Mercury, sir. So at the time of birth, that Mercury is also along with Ketu.
Yeah, Rahu Ketu was there. Yeah, correct. I noticed that.
And 6-8 axis, right? 6-8 axis.
No, but in Bhava it changes, right?
Now from moon, it's again 6, right? Mercury.
Yeah, in Bhava also from moon, Mercury moves to the 7th, right?
No, because moon is 19 degree, right?
Yeah, it doesn't change.
No. The problem is that even if you split Ketu, the aspect of Rahu and Mercury will be high. Yes, Manoj, if you look at the aspect table, Rahu's aspect on Mercury will be high.
Yes, sir.
That's because you calculate the aspect as high from 11th degree onwards till 30 degrees, right? In the opposite. So even if you separate Ketu, Rahu's influence on Mercury is there. So that gives the starting problem in the birth. Any connection with Rahu and the Antardasha.
And sir, 6th lord in first is also health problem.
No,
Mars.
6th lord is in second. Okay, we can give some weightage to the fact that it is afflicting the house of Mercury. Okay, we can consider that. Now, if people get confused about this, is because Mars actually occupies Mithuna. It occupies Gemini. So because of this, there is a sign connection to Mars. So Mars indirectly afflicts Mercury. Even though if you read a book, please understand this properly. When you read a book of, say, Mars in what house, there you'll have to only read Mars in second house. But when you read any text connecting to Mars, which sign, you should read Mars in Mithuna, Mars in Gemini. This could be a little confusing for people unless you start thinking about the reality of the sky. And the reality is when the Bhava chart is made, it is made from the angles between the ascendant point. Whereas the real position is only this, what you see right now in front of you. Which means, if you make a chart for Mars-centered Bhava chart, you will use Mars at 20 degrees and not in Mithuna and not the Karkataka. It's not in Karkataka. So here you cannot say Mars is debilitated in Bhava chart. Can you say it's debilitated in Bhava chart? How many of you feel you can say it's debilitated in Cancer? Mars is debilitated. Huh?
No, sir.
It's not, right? So what does it mean? So whatever Rahul said, there is a weightage to be given for that because Mars sits in Mercury's house. And Mars is the prime enemy for this ascendant. So it's not good. But the thing is, the fact that the Bhagyadipati went to the 8th house, I think it became the 10th Lord along with the 8th. Bad start to begin
but here,
with.
The Mars is at the border, right? 20 degrees.
Yeah, it is. It's cat on the wall, almost cat on the wall.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just scraped out into, if you do the minutes only, it will go. So it will be definitely harming the ascendant.
Manojji, is Saturn in Aquarius in Navamsha and Jupiter in Pisces?
Yeah, Jupiter is in Pisces, Saturn is in Aquarius. Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, so they both are very strong.
Sir, and so Saturn is sitting on ascendant's degree, 5 degree.
So Guruji, though the 10th Lord went to the 8th, which isn't good, but since you have two planets, Mercury and Sun, in the 10th house, that is a saving grace for career, is it? Or do we look at
that's what. No. In her field alone, you understand?
No.
In her field alone, whatever was chosen, the 3rd house, the singing, communication, in that alone, she did well. She didn't do well anywhere else.
Sir, when they have the stammering, and then when did it get corrected?
Not stammering. She didn't have stammering, but she had learning difficulties and mildly, some symptoms of autism and so on. But autism, I want to tell you something. Autism, it's a very difficult thing to describe what really it is. Because when you expect IQ to be low, many of the autistic children have higher IQ than us.
Yeah.
So that's a very strange thing. We can't even understand why.
It's mostly social communication, right?
Yeah, so something to do with the way they communicate and people may not like them. And so they get around, to be insulted by people. They make fun of them. So all that, in a way, according to this chart, is all about the Jupiter and Saturn in the 8th house. It relates to that. And but whereas when you talk about her communications, she was on radio and she was on TV and all those things, which is the 3rd house. But now Manoj will tell the rest of how she became suddenly famous.
Manoj, one more thing. In her younger days, was she afraid of snakes and scorpions?
I should ask her only.
Why? When you ask the question, you have to tell us what
No, it's in the sloga.
what is representing.
Navamsha is in Scorpio.
Okay.
Or for Scorpio Navamsha, there is a thing that they'll be afraid of snakes or danger from snakes.
Jaimini Sutras, is it?
It's from Jaimini Sutra, Guruji. And then there's also lack of mother's milk. And then there's another statement which I have to refer to the book. So these are all statements given. And mostly it works. But as they grow older, it may not be a case. The younger days, it shows very prominent. But it can also indicate, like Guruji says, Deshakala Patra, danger from snakes can be like medicines.
Okay.
Sir, but let them try to guess how many siblings or whether she has siblings.
Elder sister?
Why elder?
I would say yes.
Venus 11th.
11th Venus.
Venus 11th. Elders, huh? Okay, very nice. 11th is elders. And why Venus is female? So maybe more sisters than brothers.
Rahu in the 3rd. Maybe she might be the youngest one.
Why? Why is that?
Well, I've noticed a few charts where the Rahu is in the 3rd.
Arun, whenever 3rd house has a malefic, most probably they are the last. This is a common idea in Bhrigu Sutram, right? For even Sun in the third and Mars in the third, Ketu in the third, all of them. All these terminating grahas, Rahu, Ketu, Mars and Sun in the third, devoid of anger. But the problem is there might be anger, but then it won't. They won't do. They won't be connected well. They'll eventually.
So what I understood from that, younger from the same sex, if it is a female and male children, then the younger on that sex, male or female.
Same sex. Okay.
Yeah, that I've noticed it.
Okay. Okay, in the beginning we had some doubt about, some people are talking about second house and third house, which is singing and which is... So the act of singing is usually a longer breath, right? Whereas when talking, we don't do it like that. So second house is a real house of speech, but singing is third house. Here we had an SPB singing one, with one breath he sang so much that others can't repeat. SP Balasubramanian. So basically it is about the continuity of a sound. And especially in foreign countries, if you sing, you really need a fantastic, breath.
Guruji, what nakshatra Mars is in? I mean, Mercury is in?
Mercury is in Puratadi, Purabhadra, first pada. Because it is at 22 degrees, right? Okay. There it gets connected to the 10th Lord, Jupiter again.
Yeah.
But again and again you find the position of Jupiter is a harming thing here, because it occupies the 8th house with the 8th Lord. So starting problem, lot of starting problem.
Sir, but it is not the starting dasara. How is it connected to the starting dasara, sir?
Starting a meant is in the early portion of her life, she will see more of the 8th house problem, all the disappointments, and then sudden transformation later on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about anything to do with dasha and antardasha. It is an overall life concept, that later part, not in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for Jupiter Saturn conjunction, are there any remedies like this person can do, like anything that can help?
No, it depends on what are the lordships and so on. For her, it was more to do with her own career and her own purpose of life, not knowing what it is, and so on. For everybody, the ascendant will change, and depending upon what the ascendant is.
Is the Ardha Lagna falling on Libra?
Ardha Lagna, you can calculate. I think must be.
Yeah, Libra.
Right. Then the problem is the expenses are because of mother.
As the world sees, why is that? Because of 4th house. 4th house is under trouble.
No, from Ardha Lagna, 12th is moon.
Okay. 12th is moon. So a lot of expense on mother and mother related.
Yeah.
Again,
and also from Ardha Lagna, 9th is Mars. Okay. And in that perspective, the lessons she learned will be very harsh. There'll be ups and downs. That's what the sloka says.
Mars in the 9th.
With respect to Ardha Lagna, the rules will be like that, sir?
So it goes something like this. If from Ardha Lagna, if the 9th has a malefic, then 9th is like the Dharma Devata trying to teach you things. So when there's a malefic, you will have to face challenges, faults. If there's a benefic, then you will get all the changes will be in a good way. Malefics will give you more of a harsher change and challenge.
That way, the 9th already has a Ketu, right, in the basic chart.
Yes, then we will stack it up.
Okay.
Even here also the 11th is Rahu, sir. There it is Venus with respect to ascendant, and with respect to Ardha Lagna, Rahu is in the 11th, sir. Then it's also piling up.
Okay, what you're saying that she began in Rahu.
Yeah.
And it is occupying the 511 axis, which is again entertainment related.
Mm-hmm.
So sometime back you were discussing the birth at the birth time, the dasha and the antardasha being moon and Mercury, sir. How is that important? Or in what way should we look at it?
No, any affliction to Mercury will reflect on the initial at the time of delivery. But actually, at the time of delivery, what was the real problem was the original position of Jupiter and Saturn. That's the main thing. So, because there is a specific mention about oxygen. Okay, because of oxygen, it is actually Saturn only. Now, there is something called yoga and view of synopsis view of life. Now, the synopsis view of the yogas in horoscope, what is possible, what is not possible, has nothing to do with dasha and antardasha. If something has to happen, it will happen. You don't have to say, see, it's like you have to write something about the person. That which you write as a synopsis type in a one-page A4 paper will not have much to do with dasha and antardasha. Only when we want to know why things happened at a particular age, do we bring in dasha and antardasha. Otherwise, any feature in the horoscope will always be there at any point in time. Depending upon wherever opportunity arises, those things will fall in place. Because she had this problem, she was troubled in her school days because they said you're a different child. You're not normal. And how do you say you're not normal? I mean, you say I'm normal, and then they'll say no, you are not, and it will go on like that. And then you'll also feel a little out of place. So bad. But usually Rahu will bring out the talent in everybody. Rahu is more extrovert. Ketu is introvert. So Rahu in the third house of inclination, the third house of throat and all that, she started doing. And so then slowly she was waiting for her time. It didn't happen so quickly. Anything you want to add, Manoj?
Nothing, sir. Almost people were, close to finding many good things.
Yeah, many things they
married?
found.
Is she married?
I'll reveal completely what she is. You want to reveal the person, sir?
I think they're done with it, right?
I think, is it Susan Boyle? Is it Susan Boyle's chart or no?
She gave the answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because she's the only singer who had, I think, Asperger. And
she has
social
very
awkwardness.
late start. Very late start.
Start.
Yeah, but very late start. But after the start, it's not stopping, right?
Yes.
So she is born to a family where she has 4 brothers and 5 sisters, sir. She is the youngest.
She's the youngest. Okay, so congratulations for all those who said she is the last. Okay.
And expense for mother, sir. As the sisters left, she was the one who was taking care of the mother till the last, till the time she died.
So what shall we say, sir? Congratulations to Sai Prahlad. Do we have applauding, something like this?
Yes, sir, you can do, sir.
Where?
In reactions.
Oh, is it? But it won't come on the recording, right?
It will come in the screen, sir. It will show the clapping sign next to us.
Oh, but it won't get, this part of it won't record. So I'll have an applause video. I'll add it, wherever I congratulate. Okay. And who said entertainment? I mean, 3 or 4 people said entertainment. Now, okay. You can recognize yourself because we have memory problems.
Sir, and the sun in the 10th, she tried to work with the government very close, but she was doing very small-time jobs, not a permanent role in the government service. And in the meantime, she was pursuing her passion for singing also by doing small shows in the town.
I see.
And then when her Saturn Mercury came, she went into a live show and she sang a song. After that, there is no stopping in her life.
That's Britain got talent.
Britain has got talent. Simon Cowell found her.
Yeah.
When was that? Which dasha and which antardasha?
Saturn Mercury, sir. And sir, the part of the show is if you win the show, you get to perform between, for the Queen, for the royal family.
Whoa.
Yeah, but she didn't win that.
No, she won. She won that.
No, she didn't win that. The dance group, because in that that program, we can perform a variety of things.
The royal
so
variety show.
the dance group fund that.
Yeah. Sorry, she was later performing for the royal family.
Oh yes.
Somehow she got connected to the king.
Yeah. She did, sir.
So that worked, right?
The Saturn gave the Nijabanga, right? Then for the 10th.
Okay, now with Manoj, you pause here, and whoever we left for congratulating, can you recognize yourself and say, this is what I said, which tallies with what was said by Manoj? Because you remember what you said, right?
Guruji, can you talk about Rahu, 8th from Rahu? How did the person got cheated or that part?
Yeah, I think it was because of, she was not really having a disability, I think. Right, Manoj?
Yes, sir. She was doing her job and everything normal. Only thing is...
But in the beginning, somebody labeled her that she has a problem, and then that was carried through the school. And during those days, she was bullied by the students saying that you are having learning difficulties. So that is like a blaming, right?
Right.
When you say blame, I mean, somebody tells about you which you have not done, which you are not. Good points.
Right. It's about her actions, her karma. 10th house. Okay.
Many got right in this lesson. I mean, in this case study, a lot of good things. When did the breakthrough happen? In Saturn, Mercury. Mercury, already somebody in the beginning said nice things about Mercury, having shifted to the 10th house. What is one word for 10th house? The most important word.
Profession, karma.
Profession, career.
Karma.
Image.
Purpose of life. Purpose of life. A lot of people think purpose of life is moksha. Purpose of life is moksha for the person who's going to end it. It's only for the highest of yogi it becomes the purpose of life. For the rest, our work is the purpose of life. And then it is also Lagna Lord. I am, somebody said in the beginning, right? I am Mercury. I am in my 10th house. Mercury is the planet of singing. Mercury is the one which rules the throat.
Sorry, if something bad happened during the birth, the Lagna Lord also should be involved in the Dasha sequence, right?
Yeah, here it was Rahu influencing Mercury.
Sir, and she was never married, sir.
She was never married.
So how can we explain it happening during Saturn Mahadasha and not Jupiter?
Anybody wants to try? Why not Jupiter? Why in Saturn? The breakthrough happened. Why not in Jupiter?
Saturn lift the 10th Lord. That's using Nijabanga.
So this is where the Nijabanga has to be given, has to be accepted as a rule. We have to never ignore it. Even see, the thing is, when it is not mentioned by one author but mentioned by others, which is also a classical textbook like Chandrakala Nadi. I mean, these are all not ordinary works. You have to read Chandrakala Nadi to know how much of astrology is there. It is in that book we find this one explained to the maximum. Nichabanga. So whoever is giving the Banga, that is a superior planet than the other. But I noticed even the Jupiter also does something because it got Nichabanga. But there's nothing like the planet that caused the Nichabanga.
So she was not married and did not have a husband. So Jupiter represents husband, right, Guruji?
Yeah, we can add one point there. Jupiter is the husband planet, or 7th Lord debilitated, and 12th Lord not in Kendra.
The latest update is she is now trying to have a relationship with the person whom she met in her school days, and they are together but not married as of now.
It will be mainly more spiritual. More spiritual.
Fifth Lord aspect in your own house, right? Oops, sorry.
But you can easily guess the age of this person, right? By looking at Jupiter and Saturn.
60 around.
60s.
Yeah, must be 60. Because the last time we had Jupiter Saturn was just 1 year back. In the same place. So must be last year she was 60.
She is 61, sir.
Okay.
But good attempt, sir, everybody.
Everybody did well. Congratulations.
Now you can give the birth details, Manojji. Maybe.
So because
I
of
will
the
share.
so because of the Nicha Bhanga, can we say Saturn is acting like the 10th lord here, or
Saturn is also the 9th lord, Bhagya.
Saturn is giving strength to Jupiter, so it lifts the Jupiter, the 10th lord, and gives its results.
I'm not sure which text, but they used to say that in conjunction, if you're running if some planet is conjunct, right, then when the antardasha of that graha is going, all the conjunction planets get activated. So in Saturn, Jupiter will get activated.
Activated means what happens?
The signification of the graha will come to play.
So what he's saying is Jupiter is the 10th lord. So Saturn will ignite the 10th house matters of purpose of life. And because it is in the 8th house, it is a sudden event. It's a one event, right? One single event does it. But it doesn't happen for everybody. For most of us, it is a gradual process of transformation. Okay? It never be so, vividly, like, so clearly visible as a one event. That one day before nobody knows you, the next day everybody knows you. That is surely 8th house stuff.
Sir, is this sudden positive thing happened because Saturn is the 9th lord, sir?
Yeah, exactly. So it contains that connection. That is what I think Manoj in the beginning said. It is a 9th and 10th lord conjunction.
Sir,
But her earlier failures, her earlier struggle and all that is also because it's the 8th and 10th connection. It's also 8th and 10th. Yeah.
Which 10th lord in 8.
Yeah.
10th lord in 8, it drags things.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hina, right? 8th house is usually, they say hina, weakness of something. So 10th in the 8th, 8th in the 10th, they're all, a step down. 8th house definitely a very tricky house.
So one point that was missed is the Mars aspect on the Jupiter and Saturn, sir. It is 100%.
I said that.
Yeah, Sai Prahlad said that, I remember.
So that, and starting with the Mars Dasha, which is immediately after the first Dasha, so it is having a lot of impact on those houses.
Yeah, but Manoj, now I can stop sharing and you can show the screen because now everybody knows who it is, right?
Sir, Mars and Lagna, does it indicate?
Sir, I need permission, sir.
Yeah. One second. I'm sorry. Yeah. What did he say?
A lot of interventions using surgical things or something on the body.
Which one? Mars in second?
First.
So Mars is in second, right?
Guruji, on top of that, after what is that called? After Rahu Mahadasha, Jupiter Mahadasha will be like a Maraka 7th lord. So that also will delay another 16 years. It's a lot of delays.
Sir, this is the chart based on the current Mahadasha lord.
What is that?
Equal system based on the current Dasha lord, sir. So from Saturn, where the planets
from Saturn. Okay.
So if you see, Mercury has gone to the 10th house actually.
Okay.
Mercury has gone to the 3rd house, right?
From Saturn. Yeah, it is a plus point for voice. I mean, sorry, singing.
Yes.
3rd house. Then a Mithuna Lagna person gets more advantage. Okay.
No, Saturn is exalted in D10.
D10 exalted. Wonderful point. Oh, yeah.
And Mercury in its own house. D10.
Oh, no. We got a nice
and Jupiter
point there.
in its own house.
Yeah, D10
Jupiter in
chart,
its own
Manoj
house.
is very much, revealing Saturn's power, because Saturn came into the 5th house of entertainment and exalted there. Okay.
Yeah, Venus in its own house in D10, Mercury in its own house, Jupiter in its own house.
Oh, a lot of
See,
things
I think
happened.
if you see all the Vargas and Rashi, Saturn is very powerful, right? In Navamsha, its own Mulatrikona house. Dashamsha, it is exalted. Rashi,
Oh.
it is
We can see
again in
this.
house.
Oh, wow. Nice points.
We can see the strength then, yeah, right? Arvimshapakupala.
Vimshapaka is very high. Saturn is at 16, highest. See, this is one thing. When Parashara said Vimshapaka tallies with Dasha. You understand? And in that, the second strongest is Mercury. So why not say Saturn Mercury will be the turning point? Vimshopaka Bala is a direct interlink with Dasha and Antardasha. Shadbala is about you make a statement and you want to know how strong that statement is. For that, you use the strength of grahas. Shadbala could be a little confusing, but Vimshopaka, no confusion. Because higher the score, the better that the Dasha and Antardasha becomes, no matter what.
But
whatever be the other conditions.
How about the affliction on the
affliction will just slow it down, but once you get a very high score, it is much strongly inclined to doing good. See, in afflictions, what really happens? It does not take away the entire thing. Affliction means problem, obstacles. You have to surmount it. You have to cross over that. And definitely not good to have anything afflicted. But affliction doesn't mean it is gone. It's over. Because you see, afflicted 5th house, after some years of delay of childbirth, there is a child. After some problem, the profession finally happens. The livelihood starts. So how do you explain that?
Sir, in that way, the planetary war is also an affliction, sir, for the
No, planetary war is quite different. Planetary war comes in a different kind of affliction.
Guruji,
planetary war, eclipse, they are all different.
Guruji, one more point on Saturn, Mercury. Saturn is the 9th lord, Mercury is the Lagna lord.
Saturn is the...
Saturn is the 9th.
Yeah, correct. We can add that as if you're talking about Antardasha.
So they should give the best result.
Correct. No, but you got enough evidence. This is very nice to have.
Even in the sorry, yeah.
What is the Ashtagavarga score for Venus in its own, that house in
the basic Vinasha Varga.
Mesha.
In Mesha.
6. Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, no, that's not very good. It's above average. It's extraordinarily good to have Venus in with number 6. 6, 7, 8. Usually very rich.
Guruji, what is like sure shot combinations for like worldwide popularity, or like when you said Moon in 4th house or Saturn in 4th house popularity among masses? Anything else like?
Sir, somebody said Moon in the 4th, right? Moon in the 4th also, no, sir. I think so it was again Sai who told Moon in the 4th.
He quoted our last example of Moon in the 4th for that actress. Or generally, I think I spoke about it in the last class. But Moon in the 4th is because, see, why is Moon so popular? Can anybody say why is Moon so popular?
Moon don't have any enemies.
No, not that. In the night sky,
everybody likes to see Moon.
Everybody likes the Moon because the Moon is the light. Only now we have city lights and all this electricity. In the good old days, Moon was your savior in the night. So everybody knows the Moon. In that way, everybody knows the Sun. So Sun is also the indicator of faith. Sun is also an indicator of faith. And this is a full moon. This is a full moon. So the moon is full. So the full moon will get maximum attraction. Or exalted moon.
So Sun should be exalted or in directional strength for popularity, is it?
Yeah. Sun is definitely indicator of name fame. Who else can be more famous than the king? Who else can be more popular than the politician? Everybody knows.
And you were saying something about fifth house.
Yeah, fifth house is Pura Punya, and it is connected strongly to name fame. Because if the fifth lord is in 6, 8, and 12, what does the Maharishi say? Laws of name fame, status. He has mentioned that. So fifth house is definitely
fall from position, right?
Yeah, see, for example, fall from position. You take singing. Can you tell, is that really effort based, or is it because you got something in your voice? How many of you feel that by singing practice, practice for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you will sing like Jesdas or SPB?
No, it's an inborn talent.
It is inborn. Maybe you will sing. You will sing, but you will be very close, but you won't be that. Because that is something unique. Because, the voices are unique. Very rarely. So, and then you have a voice, but then when it comes to singing, the voice is different. And you need to sing in a particular way, your throat, your, all that, which you can't actually, you cannot train. It will come by itself.
Can we say in the Venus Ashtaka the fifth house got 7 points? So that also emphasis on the fifth house.
It's also Venus house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can take some points out of that. That fifth house is having in Venus Ashtaka 7 points. Yeah.
Sir, this 38 points in Sarvashtaka Varga, sir, for sixth house.
In Sarvashtaka Varga.
Yes, sir.
No, 38 points in sixth house is so many obstacles, so many problems. It's not good to have high points in sixth house or eighth house or 12th house, because you will have less. But Lagna having 31 is one of the indicator for finally making it, coming up. I'm a survivor. You can't keep me down. I'll rise, no matter what you say. But
so in Jehora, different. The charts are showing different, sir.
The number has changed.
So Mars went to first house in Jehora.
Yeah, that is because it is cat on the wall. Okay, it is definitely cat on the wall. And
also D10 also is different.
Yeah, there'll be some changes because maybe Chitrapakshayanamsa you'll have to use. And then unequal system, you'll still have it in Lagna, I think, mostly. Equal system, it might be on the border. It is exactly on the border.
Sir, one more point, sir. Sorry, yeah.
In Shadbala, you are not showing Shadbala of the original. Where is Shadbala here? Maybe Saturn is strong even there. Where is Vimshopaka? We got Saturn strong. Shadbala. Oh, Moon is the strongest.
Moon is the strongest.
See, Moon is strongest in Shadbala. Again, fourth house, name fame.
And third lord in the fourth.
She is so famous that by just looking at the chart and the explanation, Soumya said it must be this lady.
Jehora Sun is showing strongest.
From nothing, she is having a net value right now is $40 million, sir.
Yeah, that is usually when Venus gets a high Ashtavarga score and second lord in fourth. Slowly, you can get all these things. Sun in the 10th, Mercury in 9th.
When ninth lord goes to the 8th, other people give money.
Wait, what is that?
When ninth lord goes to the 8th, other people gives them money.
Okay.
Especially if the 8th house has to be in good dignity.
Okay, in this case it is, right?
Yeah.
Where is it taken from?
No, it's an observation, personal observation.
Personal observation, okay.
Because 8th house is others' money, right? Is it?
Yeah, inheritance.
Yeah, Bhagyam through, others. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to add one point, sir, regarding Rahu in the third.
Wait 1 minute. Jackie has said Moon in the fourth house, the native will be crowned as a king, attain high status. Yes. Is this taken from Brihasutram, Jackie?
Yes, it was Brigusutra.
Okay. Good. So wherever possible in the chat, you type the text also, the source. Okay. If you make any statement, wherever possible, wherever you remember it.
Sir, may I say one point regarding Rahu, the third, sir?
Yes, please.
It is the native is determined here according to Faladipika, sir. Rahu in third.
Faladipika. Rahu in third. Okay. Rahu is inclination, right?
Yes, sir. The native will be respected and will have inimical relations with his brothers. He will be wealthy, long-lived, and determined.
Oh. Oh, this is what Manoj is showing is Brigusutra?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This one gives the reports from BPHS and Brigusutra, sir.
Both. Okay. You can't take everything as it is stated. Oil seeds got nothing to do with her.
But what I said is according to Faladipika.
Okay. Correct. But if Rahu or Ketu is in the 3, 9 or 9th, see, the native will be childless. Will have intimacy with low-born people, may depend on others for his livelihood and be irreligious. But I think she sang in churches. That must have become a prashchit unto that Ketu.
So Guruji, in this chart, if moon wasn't in 4th and sun wasn't in 10th, it wouldn't have given her that much popularity. That is that because then if we find someone else with similar combination, they would still be a singer but not as popular as her. Is that how we interpret?
Yeah. Because see, you'll have to bring in everything into account. The wealth, then famous. So all this must be with more and more, combinations. Otherwise, you will have fame but not so much wealth. So one of the things I always had in our consultation notebook is Venus associated with how many points in Ashtaka. I used it for a lifetime. So you also can use the same rule.
Yeah, but Guruji, in one of the classes, we discussed about a businessman's chart, and his Venus had only 5 points in Ashtaka Varga, but he was doing gross turnover.
Yeah. There it must be only a stack-up thing, but here it is something quite different.
Okay. But Venus.
Every 1 mark, it is something else. So don't compare 5 and 6 as just about near. It's not. 7, 8. I met a man who had Venus with 8 points, and from young days he started earning so well.
But it's just only wealth.
Yes, that part is wealth. That part is wealth. But for her, it became singing because it became the 5th lord, and so many things got connected with her Venus because it came on 511 axis. See, again and again, I want to say this, that the stack-up method is the most reliable one. Okay, maybe you won't get every time, the perfect picture, because you need to spend more time on everything. See, like when we spend more time, people found out, no, it is in exaltation. In D10 chart, somebody said it is in Mula Trikona in Saturn. So, and later we found in Vimshapaka, Saturn was the tallest one, and so on. So then Saturn Mahadasha must be the breakthrough.
Sir, in Drekana, the Saturn and Moon are together, sir, in Saturn.
Huh?
In Drekana chart, the D3 chart, the Saturn and Moon are together in the 8th house, sir.
Saturn and Moon are together in the 8th house.
For marriage.
Sannyasa, right? Sannyasa.
Yeah. Yeah. Sannyas. No marriage. Okay. Nice point. Spiritual.
So do we know the actual city of birth to be accurate, sir? Because in the Wikipedia, some other city, Blackburn, is coming. And that is changing the Lagna degree also.
How much it is changing?
It's going to 8 degrees Gemini, sir.
But here it is showing 0 degree, right?
Now it's showing
Ascendant.
0. But if we change it to Blackburn, it's going to 8 degrees Gemini.
Bangor down UK. How far is that from?
Please try Aberdeenshire, UK.
Oh, a lot of distance. Where is she actually born?
She's from Scotland, I think.
She was from born.
According to Wikipedia, it's saying Blackburn, UK.
No, I kept Scotland, and that gave me the same result what is seen in the video.
Oh.
She's from Glasgow, I think. Is it?
So one question, like, what is?
No, I think Manoj is showing us Astro Data Bank.
By the way, guys,
AA rating, sir. The Rodham rating is AA.
Oh, AA means very high, is it?
Yes, sir. AA is the highest, then A.
Oh.
Then you go.
guys, how is our relationship with our family?
No, there is a Blackburn town in Scotland as well, so it could be
Yeah,
that.
Blackburn is in Scotland, and you can manually enter latitude and longitude in Jehora. That's what I did.
No. I think Manoj has actually got the actual AA rating, which is so much reliable. You can see the screen is being
Guruji, but
shared.
it's a Blackburn town in Scotland. Specific place is Blackburn.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you get the rating? Like, where do you get the rating from?
No, the website itself gives the rating, but it's called Rodham rating for accuracy in time of birth and details.
So if it is AA means data or as recorded by the family or the state. This includes birth certificate, birth record, other things. So accurate means data as quoted by the person, kin, friend or associate, sir.
Oh.
Then the third is biography, which will be
correct.
B.
C,
We can
caution.
omit all the other things.
Oh, this is very nice.
Yeah, great. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we had a wonderful session. Does she look like this even now? She looks like a typical Jupiter in the 8th fat person.
Now she is changed, sir, completely.
Jupiter in the 8th is one of the things for body weight, putting on, looking like fat, plumpy, and so on.
Sir, I've noticed that in Lagna also, Jupiter in Lagna.
Oh, now she's this.
This is how she was when she performed the first time, sir.
Where? Oh, this is a typical Jupiter in 8th person when she does it.
And this is how she is now.
So is there a way where how can we predict like a person will have weight loss in the later part of life?
No,
But
Jupiter
now she is in
Jupiter Dasha got over. It's because of that. Jupiter in the 8th is known for corpulence, body weight.
Also, Guruji, Jupiter in Lagna also causes that, right? Have you noticed?
Jupiter in Lagna, yeah, a little bit if it is afflicted, correct. Here it is Jupiter in the 8th afflicted. So therefore the weight gain. And this typically, the entire face, so much swollen with a double chin and all that. Now that is Jupiter usually. Manoj, what is today's nakshatra?
Today's nakshatra, sir.
Hasta.
Moon's nakshatra.
Hasta.
It is Chitra, sir.
It's already Chitra. Okay. But when did it change?
Morning it was Hasta.
It is first padana, sir. Probably 1-2 hours back.
Okay, do one thing. At 8 o'clock, what is the nakshatra?
Sir,
It is not a change, sir. It's still Chitra.
No, it's still Hasta till 11:36, sir.
Yeah, it's still Hasta.
No, we can do an immediate chart, right? Now chart in any software. If you put a now in Jagannath Hora, if you just open and close itself, it will show you.
Why do we do that, sir?
It is in Hasta, sir.
You see this? It is in the same place where it was for her chart. You're not surprised, is it?
Wow.
Very surprised. It was such a beautiful session we had.
So, why we read a chart, all this will have a relationship, okay? It won't be
Sir, in fact, we were planning for some other chart.
Yeah, even I had another chart. I tell you one thing, I had kept another chart of death due to COVID, but it had a lot of things about short life. So I thought maybe we should discuss that. Then I changed my mind. Of course, we had another chart. Excuse me. In the last minute, we changed it to this chart. Always keep an eye on whenever you're reading somebody's chart. There will be a link with the nakshatra of that person with the nakshatra on the day of reading.
Sir, I think she was born on Saturday only, sir.
That itself is another thing. Okay. So now we come back to a Saturday with a Saturn nakshatra. So the same thing repeats, right? Always look out for these patterns, because these patterns encourage you to study more astrology. Is this a coincidence?
Sir, there is another coincidence, sir. The day that the video got aired is also on a Saturday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the video was, first aired on April 11, 2009.
Oh, everything is Saturday. And we are studying. Her breakthrough came in Saturn. But when she sang, she was a typical Jupiter in the 8th afflicted body. That's a typical body, I know.
I think the program also aired on a Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the first TV program I watched when I came to UK. The first day. This lady was singing.
Oh, my God. That is too much.
Yeah, that is the first day I watched.
Okay, very nice. Anyway, we had a wonderful session. Thanks to Manoj for giving us some double A charts than an unreliable chart. Hope all of you enjoyed.
Absolutely. We learned so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. We'll meet again, okay?
Very soon, sir.
Next Saturday, sir. Next Saturday.
Yeah.
Next Saturday.
Tomorrow. Sir, the Saturn Moon conjunction in Drekana is it always not
It's not good for a lady. It's not good for a lady. Not good for a lady. For men,
even though if there is a marriage, then it will be a problem.
Yeah, it will be a problem. This Saturn Moon conjunction, especially Drekana, they're all definitely bad. Okay, we have come to the end, but not the real end. It's just the beginning.
Guruji, one question. Last question.
Yes, Prahlad.
I mean, from AL, we found that if Moon was there, then Mother. If Saturn was in the 12th from AL, what does Saturn signify?
Saturn was the
subordinate. In this case, Moon was 12th from AL. So we know that...
No, Saturn the 12th would be mass, anger, imprisonment, those kind of things.
No, I'm saying from AL, Saturn in the 12th. So the expenses will be based on Saturn, right?
Yeah, so it'll be menial job workers.
Servants.
Yeah, servants and...
servants.
Yeah, usually like that.
Can it also be like for service?
Not. If you're talking about people, then it is mostly the people who are in the down, the poor people, the poverty-stricken people, etc. Okay. See, but one thing I want to tell you, the basic chart will reveal everything. Arudha Lagna again stack up only. All of these Lagnas have a stack up. But of the Pada Lagnas, Arudha Lagna is number 1 and Upapada Lagna is number 2. That Sage Bhrigu has said. So keep an eye on the Arudha Lagna. In this case, the Arudha Lagna fell on the same axis of the Venus. That is a point. Okay, so much Venus in this person.
Guruji, a quick question not related to this. If in a couple, if one of them has Ragu Ketu in the 5th and the other one doesn't, do we still have to recommend Naga Pratishtha Puja or?
No. Definitely you need it. Because it is from that person's point of view, he needs it. Okay. But of course, you want to ensure whether it is really absolutely needed or not. If you find one more affliction to the fifth house factors, you should say yes. If Rahu is in the fifth or Ketu is in the fifth, and then the fifth lord has gone to 6, 8, and 12, in Saptamsa you find more fifth house affliction. I found in one horoscope almost every chart was afflicted in the fifth. Navamsha fifth house affliction, Saptamsa fifth house, Rashi chart, Bhava chart, everything, and then Rahu in the fifth. So if something like that happens, I'll tell them to rush with the Naga Pratishtha. But Naga Pratishtha, I mean, bookish if you go, simply every time you see somebody with Rahu and Ketu on fifth, you should say Naga Pratishtha. But you can go one step further and say whether you really need it, or maybe simply worshipping the Nagas is enough.
So yeah, if the husband...
I'll tell you one thing, Varman, if they already complain about childlessness,
okay, yes,
then that is a surefire way of saying, then it is definitely afflicted. Okay. But the thing is, what we'll miss in this is, they might be blessed with children, but the quality of their experience with the child will be bad. And in that case, if you ascertain that, then you tell them, please do the Naga Pratishtha. Otherwise, okay, it's like what to say. It's like surgery being recommended. You really don't know whether it was absolutely needed or not. But doctors go as per the books. So like that, astrologers also, if you go by the book, everybody, whoever you see with Rahu and Ketu in the fifth, you should say Naga Pratishtha.
No, I was hesitating to recommend it because the wife didn't have any fifth
no.
Rahu Ketu, but the husband had it. So should we still
do they have a problem with children?
Yeah, they're trying and they're not conceived.
Then it is needed, right? Then it is needed.
Okay.
Because at least you got...
Both are needed to have baby.
Yeah, correct. So the luck of that man should be improved to get the child.
Okay.
If you don't see anything, then you don't have to push them to do the remedy. Okay. There's no evidence.
So one last question before you go. So do Ketu cause Neech Bhanga for moon if both are sitting in Scorpio Rashi? Will Ketu also
causes Neech Bhanga?
For moon, if Ketu and moon both are in Scorpio Rashi?
Yeah. It gives Neech Bhanga. Because Ketu is an own sign.
Own sign, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if Mars is also there, it is Neech Bhanga. Or Ketu is there, also it's Neech Bhanga. But to use the word Raja Yoga, you need a Kendra connection. Otherwise, it's just a plain Neech Bhanga. Okay.
Right.
But when it is sitting on house, it is a first house, right? So if it is a first Lagna, then it's a Raja Yoga.
Yeah, it's a Neech Bhanga Raja Yoga. Yes. Okay. Manoj, do we have an accurate Narendra Modi ji's time of birth?
I think I need to check, sir.
They are saying, some people are saying it is Tula Lagna, some are saying Vrishika Lagna.
Anuradha.
Sir. Irrespective of that, the day he was born, he had that Neech Bhanga Raja Yoga from moon.
Oh, from moon he anyway had.
Mars. Yes, moon Mars sitting together.
Obama was born with that sun with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. And he was president for 8 years. And he became the 44th president. 4 plus 4, 8.
Was it a Saturn period he became president?
I don't remember
Jupiter
that.
Period, I think Jupiter period.
Yeah, so he got it in the Nietzsche Graha itself. The Dasha, but then I found out he was the 44th president.
Sir, I'll share something.
So, in related to Neech Bhanga, it also happens in D9, right? In any divisional chart. Same concept, same principle.
Sir, if you see here, sir, it says Astro Sage was giving 11 and K.N. Rao had the time of 12:09. But this person quotes from a Vedic astrology 9:35 a.m. IST. This is the time given by Narendra Modi's elder brother, Amrit Modi ji, during Lok Sabha campaign of 2014, head of Department of Jyotisha and BHU Varanasi.
So 9:35, what do you get? Vrishika Lagna.
And he also says he reconfirmed the matter with Chandramouli Upadhyay on phone in 2017, which was acknowledged by him.
Okay, then make a chart for that and keep it ready. Okay, not now.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, now I'm tired. Okay.
Yeah, I understand, sir. I'll just check and keep.
Sir, you were about to say about divisional chart Neech Bhanga. It's the same.
No.
Same principle.
I mean, just to
Rashi
please the client, you can note down in any divisional chart and say you got Neecha Bhanga here, there, but it's not. Yeah. I mean, there is something about art in astrology. You want to make a client happy, you say something that makes them happy.
Sir, but Ketu moon conjunction will afflict the moon, right?
Not so much as Rahu. Rahu afflicts the moon more than Ketu.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's all in what context you are speaking, in terms of abnormalities, it is Rahu affliction of the moon. Okay, yeah. We'll call it night or day. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, the chart that I had, it was 9:35 only, sir. So it is
okay. Keep it
Tula Lagna only.
Tula Lagna. Okay.
Next time.
Yeah.
For us, it's 4 a.m.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my God. So you're so committed to learning astrology.
Not really. I was dozing in and out.
Okay. Bye, all of you.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Night, sir.
Good
Thank
night.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.